What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to On the Bench with Pete, the series you put on in the background as you hobby and paint along with me whilst I chat and ramble on about the hobby life and various other bits and pieces. So, if you want me for company, your hobby session, then keep playing. Grab your brushes, glues, models, whatever else you're working on. Could be anything really, couldn't it? Could be any DIY project or any project you like. Grab yourself a cup of tea, coffee, or some other refreshment. Gonna be about an hour, and I'm doing away with the twin cameras today. I'm just using the one camera today for a couple of reasons. I can, and I feel like it, and primarily it was more of a, this is what two cameras can look like, and I'm keeping that for the patrons. The Painting with Patrons videos that I do, which is similar to this, just with no ads and in high def. So, that's just a bit of a taster. What have I got on my bench today? Well, lots as usual. Yeah, I've got loads of stuff to do, and it's really, really great. Oh, let's just have a look. Right, what you see before you is a solitary Pox Walker. And my glasses. My modelling glasses. Anyway, enough of that. Why am I doing this? I dug my Pox Walkers out. They're the ones I got from my, what's it called? Dark Imperium box set. And as I'm going to be wanting to do like a Fall of Cadia recreation, or creation I should say, as a bit of a display and major campaign for my next Warhammer kind of venture. That's the word, because I've got people that aren't here that can't play at the moment, and it's frustrating because they're also my RPG group as well, or majority of them. But anyway, enough of that. What am I going to do? Well, they've been primed for like forever since I bought them. Well, I'm going to do their skins. I'm going to use a flayed one flesh as a bit of a skin tone for that. And I've got lots, so I'll just bringing them forwards. Really, actually, I don't even know how many there are that you got in the set. So that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, so I'm counting them, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and this one makes 20. Well, that's quite the number. So let's just move them along so I can work on them. I don't know if I'll get through them all on this stage, but we'll get some skin tones down on them, and then I'll be using Whiteland Flesh Shade. But I don't think I'll be getting to them. I'm looking really, I suppose, for ideally a regiment brush, which I have here. I have a regiment brush there, which is about the same size as my Pro Art 1 series brush. So I think I might start with the Pro Art one, because it's even nicer than the Army Painter ones. It's got that, I don't know, like an elongated, bulging end at the bottom. So right, I'm shaking up the pot. Flayed one flesh. I got these, I have to say, I've got these glass beads. I've been using metal ball bearings from Green Stuff World, which have worked splendidly well, so I don't know why I didn't stick with them. I just thought I'd give the glass ones a go, but they're not as good, I don't think, because they're not as heavy, for starters, so they can get stuck in a thick pot of paint. So, yes, be warned. Yeah, don't make the nice rattling sound that the metal ones make. Now I need to sniffing down my paints like a good little hobbyist. So, I'm going to use some retarder too. Just going to put some of this on my palette. I won't put too much on at a time, I don't think. Just put some, just putting some retarder, just a drop. One drop. Yep. That's good. And then with water. So I almost forgot I had these Pox Walkers, if I'm honest and truthful. And yeah, so a little bit ashamed that I still have them, but there you go. I will just have a quick look, see if I've got any bigger brushes. Well, I do have this one, but it's a bit big. A bit bigger than I was hoping for. I've got this Citadel base brush as well. I might use that actually. I might use that first. Oh, just grab my blue towel. Won't be blue towel for long though, because it'll be white towel when this one runs out, because I've got a couple rolls of white which I picked up from my local supermarket where I shop to get my weekly shopping, which actually is Aldi. And move my microphone over a bit. There. Right, so I've got my glasses on, so hopefully this angle is cool. Now it's also cool because having the one camera, because it means less setup time, and that's really awesome too. Not that I can't be bothered, it just takes so long. It takes like forever and a day, it seems, to set my other camera up, and yeah, I don't know. I fancied just doing on the bench, going back to the way it used to be done. So I've decided that's what I'm going to be doing, but I will keep probably the two cameras for the painting with patrons. I don't know. I'll see how that goes. But yeah, been a pretty hectic week at work. For those of you that don't know, I work in a supermarket, replenishing stock. They used to call them shelf stackers, I believe, in the old days. And now we're known as, well, at least in our place, as trading assistants. So, you know, that's what we do. But there's a lot of warehouse duties involved as well. Warehousing and stuff, and such like display work and whatever else, and yeah, just generally being a good egg. But the other night was probably my worst night there, and I will talk about that probably, if I remember, in more detail on my painting with patrons, because I can go in a bit more depth for that. But for this, it was not a good night for me, primarily because it was just me and one other colleague in, so that wasn't good, because it was busy. It's always busy on a Monday, and yeah, it wasn't helpful to have just two of us, where we've had up to 5 of us in the past, you know. So same amount of work, you know, it's a fraction of the staffing level, and it's just so quiet, you know. And you got the whole store, and there's just 2 of you. I mean, you don't see each other, you know. And then my colleague, he went home an hour earlier than I did, so hour on my own. It's horrendous, absolutely horrendous. yeah, I didn't enjoy that. I wasn't a fan. So, yeah. But I've been applying for jobs. I'm trying to get another job because, well, to be honest, I'm looking for a job that doesn't involve getting on my hands and knees, really, or getting on my knees. The bottom shelf, you see, is a bit low down to the ground, so have to get down on your knees to replenish the stock on that shelf. So it's really not good for me. Being I've got arthritis anyway, it knackers me out. The energy I expend getting up and down, you know, it's not good. Not conducive to me getting good rest. It is conducive to me maintaining a certain level of fitness, I have to say. So there is that. These are going to have a second coat. But, oh well, whatever. My fault for... I primed them dark black or whatever because I didn't know what colour I was going to paint them. I kind of know now. Although I may keep them as a one coat affair. It depends what effects I want and what level of translucency I want. So leaving it like that could give it natural shading, you know, like when I put the washes on and that. When I come to do that. They remind me of zombies, these things. Pallid witch flesh. Yeah, pallid witch flesh. Yeah. I've been doing the scenery from my Kill Team box set. Oh, loving it. I'm actually loving it. Painting that up. And I'm going to be doing that in some of my on the benches. Let's just come this way a bit. So, yeah. Yeah, so I'll be doing that in some of my on the benches. I'm still managing to maintain quite a healthy schedule time ahead. So, like I say, I like to do these in, you know, ahead of time, these videos. I'm several videos ahead usually on these, so by the time you see this, a lot of time will have elapsed. So, but that's okay. And this today is, I think it's the 10th today, 10th of April. And, you know, as I film this, of course, you know, it won't matter after a while. This will have been up so long, it just won't matter anymore. But you know, it's just that I may say things that are relevant to the time now. Yeah, for all I know, I could have another job by the time you see this, which would be awesome. I have to say, it would be awesome. No, I just want to get these done. I've also got my Blackstone Fortress box set to paint up, which I'm looking forward to doing as well. So that looks like a really cool game. And talking of games, it reminds me, the whole thing reminds me of my Mansions of Madness box when I painted that. That really was fun. I enjoyed that. I'm running out of paint already, so time for a sip of tea, I think. 13 minutes in already. Wow. I like to know what you're working on, always. That's always a... Yes, I need to know. Well, I don't need to know, but I do enjoy reading what you're working on, I have to say. Oh, we'll put a big blob of this in here. Yeah. I'm rewatching Spartacus at the moment because I've seen it many times. The you know, the kind of newer TV series that came out a few years back, well, several years back now, but it's still pretty modern in terms of you know, its validity. I love it as a TV series. It's probably my favourite TV show I watched of all time. Yeah, the one watching Blood and Sand at the moment, and it is important to watch it in the order they came out, I think, even though it was kind of unintended on the part of the writers, because they were giving Andy Whitfield a chance to recover because he was ill. So they went back and did a whole season set before he arrived as Spartacus. So when they did Gods of the Arena, it was set a long time ago. Unfortunately, poor Andy Whitfield, he never recovered and he passed away. But it's hard to imagine when you see them, especially when you see Andy on film, looking so fit and buff. It's just like, wow, you know, how does that work? Just goes to show no one is immune, sadly, to the effects of cancer. So what I'll do with these guys is I'll just put a variety of interesting washes on, I think. Pox Walkers. He's got all his guts hanging out here, so that'll be interesting. That will be interesting. I haven't even finished my Death Guard and my Primaris Marines that came with that set. I should really. So they were done to tabletop standard, and I never finished. It would be nice to go in and do that. At the time of recording this, I've seen, you know, several people's thoughts on the 2019 Salute, where they went to that convention. I've been a couple of times, and the last time I went, I didn't have as good a time as I had the first time. And when I put those thoughts in a video on YouTube, I kind of got a bit of, you know, negativity towards my views on that, but it would seem I'm not the only one that has these thoughts now. I mean, don't get me wrong, everyone's saying it's still a good show, blah blah blah. It's just not as good as it used to be. So that's fair enough, I think, you know. I think that's fair enough to say. Oh, a bit of paint on my thumb now. One, two, three, four, 6. So I've got 6. I may have to come in and do these another coat. I may not. It really varies on how I feel. Oops, do you want to see my hand? Want to see my hand? Although this isn't a painting tutorial. Although working on my next painting tutorial, and it's a clay golem, and I have to say, it's going along a lot easier for me than the last one did. He's nearly finished already. I just want to... Yeah, he'll probably... The tutorial of that will probably be up by the time you see this video, so... Yeah, so I've applied for a load of jobs lately. A load of jobs. And, wow, it's just so... Nothing seems to be coming up, you know, it's just very frustrating. Very frustrating. Because I want this sort of job where I can wear a suit and a tie, you know, nice clothes, go to work, not get too physical. Don't mind a bit of walking around and stuff. That's fine. But you know, I'm cool on the phones or whatever. I've applied to a mobile phone company which I used to work for many years ago, in the hope that I can get back there, because it was all right. And now that time has gone on and technology has moved on, be new challenges there, you know, new phones and new technologies, and yeah, they'll obviously have new software systems in place to help, you know, customers and whatever. As I recall, the training was, you know, exceptional. Really, really good. I'm ploughing through these, which is quite good. Yeah, so yeah, so I'm hoping to get that. I applied for 5 jobs yesterday or the day before. The day before. I've heard back from 2 thus far. One which is just like a, you know, thanks for your application, we'll be reviewing it, blah blah blah. And the other one was sorry you haven't been shortlisted on this occasion, which is a shame, but well, whatever. Life. To move this camera up a bit, I think, too. Oh, look, you can see my palette there now. See my palette. Grab some models from the other end. I used to find it easy to get jobs, even, you know, in the late 80s, early 90s. I used to find it quite easy to get a job, pick up a job, and now it's really difficult. I suppose my age goes against me now, and, you know, my condition and that, but like, wow, it really is hard work getting a job these days. It really is. And fair play to getting interviews, you know, that's like the next step where you can really sell yourself. So that's always a it's not inspirational, but kind of uplift. It lifts your mood a bit, I think, when you get your interview. Well, it did me anyway when I was looking before. But yeah, it's just so difficult to get anywhere these days. I mean, there's so much competition, isn't there? Which doesn't help. It really is, you know, an employer's market when it comes to staffing. They have the pick and choose of, you know, the best that's out there. And there's a lot out there. searching. My buddies were in last night in work, which made work go so much easier and better than it did on the Monday for me. Oh, wow, that was just terrible. But last night, a lot easier, a lot quicker, and just passed by much better. Yeah. I mean, we always get the work done between us. I mean, we might have a laugh, but you can have a laugh whilst getting your job done too. A fact which is not always appreciated by certain management, I have to say. They're not all like that though. One thing they do need to do, I think, as a company though, I'm not dissing my company or anything like that, because it was part of they have rules for social media rules. If you're on social media, what you can and can't do and say. What they do need to do though, and I'm just advising here, really, they need to employ more staff because we are understaffed. Too much work for the amount of core staff on the the shop floor. They're alright for the day staff, they got plenty of those. But like I say, I'll talk more about that in my painting with patrons, because there's even less chance of anybody from my work seeing that. Not that I'm gonna say anything bad there. I'll just go into more detail. That's all. So just want to clear that up. So like, getting through these. 26 minutes. That's good. Doing well. Oh, I made a pie today. I've made a pie it's essentially for my wife and I. Because our daughter's at college and will be till later. We're gonna go and pick her up. We usually go out have something to eat, like in Wetherspoons, before we pick her up. But we are out of money. We can't afford it, so yeah, till payday we've got to eat at home. That's fine. But I made a pie, and with the wheat-free flour or gluten-free flour, and so it'll be perfectly suitable for my wife to ingest. At least I hope so. It's I've gone for the more traditional pie route with the puff pastry lid and no base. So we just hope that goes down well. It's how they're supposed to be done. Yeah. If I had more time at the moment, I could try and source some more players for role playing, but as it is, I've just got to wait for my group to get back together, which is a bit of a pain. Yeah. Anyway, as I was saying earlier about Salute, it would seem not everybody's enjoying it as much as they used to. But when I kind of said the same sort of things they are saying now, several years ago, I kind of got a bit of a negativity about that, because it's true. You can just simply, I mean, for me, it's a heck of an expensive journey to go from Plymouth to London via train which is really the only way to get there. That time of the morning, I've got to leave really early to get there if I want to get anything out of the day. Of course, there is the option of staying over, having a long weekend, whatever, but I just can't afford that sort of luxury. So, you know, you might as well stay at home, and the money you would have spent on travel, you may as well spend online. At least that's my opinion. Because it's hard to get to the stalls as well, and it is. There's a lot of people in. It's hard. God, I can't believe how tired I am. Well, I've got 6 left. I will get them all done with this level in this episode, which is cool. I like to finish an episode and finish a stage of painting or whatever. It's always nice to do. I'll be quite close to the palette. Let's see what I'm doing with these glasses on. Let's take them off a minute, that's better. Right. These are really the cannon fodder of your Slaanesh army, I would say. It's Slaanesh, isn't it? Pox Walkers? No, Nurgle army. Sorry, what am I thinking? Yeah, they are the cannon fodder of your Nurgle army. I'd love to get Mortarian sometime. It's just money, money, money though. In the meantime, I can just have other baddie type leaders. Alright. I look at some of these and think, yeah, I'll have to do a second coat, and I look at others and think, nah, that's alright. I don't know. I'll have to do a bit of a tester on one, I think. Yeah, so my buildings for Kill Team, as I said, I was doing those. And I wanted to do a little bit of a tutorial for how I did those. I'm kind of doing those in a picture slideshow tutorial fashion. Sometimes I think it's better to do that for that. I'm not so convinced that that is true of tutorials, but I do think it'll be okay. It's definitely worth having a go anyway, if nothing else. So I will be talking over it, but you know what I did and so on. But yeah, the pictures should show what's going on. You know. No, I nearly oh, I forgot what I was going to say now. Totally missed what I was going to say. Doesn't matter. quite irritating when that happens. Time for a sip of tea. Don't forget yours. Don't let it go cold. Invariably, I let mine go cold. Not on purpose. Not on purpose. Yeah. So if I get a nice Reichland flesh shade over these. Now I might do some tests of other shade washes too. We'll see. Yeah, I really am itching to get a job, and I need a job that's more hours too, which I can't do in the job I'm in because it's too physical, but I could do if I was in like a more of an administration type role. Let me just have a check on the time here. 4 o'clock. Good, I've got another hour before I need to put my pie on, which is good. Pies are good. I want tea to be ready about 20 to 6 because of time. I want my wife to be able to come home, you know, be enough time to get changed, have a shower maybe, whatever. And yeah, sit down, have our tea. That'd be nice. We got lots to talk about, my wife and I. We haven't really seen each other, you know, for a long time, enough to have decent conversations for several days now due to work. I did do overtime the other day. I regretted it the day after. It's my body paid the price. It's still paying the price, really, to be honest. I've got, you know, some of you may be new to these videos on my channel. I have MS, so I find it difficult, and things which catch up with my body, they don't always take place. Sometimes 48 hours later, I can be paying for something that I did, you know, a couple of days back. My balance will go, no energy. I just have to sit down. Can't lift my arms or my head hardly. It's terrible. Then you get the real fatigue kicks in, and it's almost like being in a coma. It's just not good. I'm you know, obviously not in a coma, but in a position where I'm kind of almost paralyzed. That much can happen. It's happened a few times since I've had this job. Thankfully, thus far, it's happened on my days off, which I suppose kind of would make a little bit of sense. I've been fortunate with this job to have 2 days off in a row as like my weekend in midweek. Gives me a real chance to rest midweek and you know, sort myself out and rest my body. And of course I find doing these videos restful and therapeutic. I know I'm just blobbing this paint on, but really at this stage, does it matter? Not really. Yeah, I think we just about got it. So they look a right state at the moment, but that's the stage they're at. I think they are done. Do you know, I think they're done. That's awesome. Totally awesome. Look at that. Like, all those guys. Oh, sip of tea. Let's zoom out a bit. Oop, that's zooming in. Look, all those. Tea. That's the other thing. I can get dry, bad throat sometimes. So I've got to keep my throat lubricated. It's just one of those things. I have had my voice go almost completely on a video before. I just about got away with it. Oh, of course, the other thing which is good about not having the other camera is it gives me a little more room on the desk. Now in front of me, you'll see there's some space wolves there. That's from Kill Team Expansion, Fangs of whatever it's called, Fangs of, oh I forget now, I can't. Yeah, anyway, yeah. I've got Death Guard guy here to clean up, not Death Guard, Death Watch, sorry. You know, I must get that right. Yeah, Death Watch guy. I've got to clean him up with some Abaddon Black in a second, which is what I'll be doing next. Right, so wash this brush out. It served its purpose rather nicely. Just clean it on my bar of soap. Just ordinary household soap. Works perfectly fine. No one can tell me differently, because I've been doing it for over a year now and it works just fine. Right, I'm going to use a detail brush. I'm going to clean up some details on my Deathwatch guy. Right, so what I'll do is I'll put these Pox Walkers over there. Can drive over there. Done that stage. That's one stage. So this is what I like about an on the bench repeat. See, that can be quite repetitive doing. Well, I've done that. That's a stage I don't have to do again. Although I might have to do it again, but I would have had to have done it twice anyway. Do you know what I mean? So that's one time down. Right, no, I'm not going to thin this down. Zoom in back in again. Right, so there we go. It's not bad. Not bad at all. Right. There, looking better. Anywhere else that needs tidying up? Yes, there is. So, his foot. No, I need to put a glaze on his arm because that's how it was done on the the Warhammer TV tutorial of how to paint Deathwatch veteran. And Duncan put a glaze, Gilliman blue glaze with Lamium medium, or halfy. So I think that's what I'm going to do with this guy here. Just going to back that out. Right, so he's looking a bit more tidy. So I'll have to retouch up the oh, what's it called? Ushapti bone. That's it. That's the one. That's the fella. Right. I think he's done on that. The Baden Black looks better than the Imperial Primer or the Chaos Black Primer anyway, I think. Do they still do the hand pot of primer? I don't even know. But yeah, that's in there. So I may end it here. Because I've got a lot of work done there. Do you want to have a, well, the tutorial would have been done by now, but this is the stage I'm at with my clay golem at the moment. He's kind of hard to see on my screen. I hope he shows up better on camera. I really do. There he is. So he's not meant, it's meant to look more like clay. So he's a clay golem. It's kind of a similar pose to the Thing in the DC game, miniatures game that they had a while back. A few years ago now, wasn't it? But anyway, so I'm going to end it here. So there we go, and thank you very much for joining me on this episode. It's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. I enjoyed having you along, even though I can't see or hear you. I know that some of you are there, and for me that's enough. It's a comforting thought to know that although I'm painting alone, I'm not painting alone, not really. And you know, I use other people's paint along videos as well, because they are my favourite type of video on YouTube. Just putting that out there. So thanks very much for watching. If you want to check out my Patreon, that would be really cool. $1 a month, you'll get the exclusive videos, and you know, I'll be in no ads or anything, so that's cool. There's behind the scenes stuff as well as the painting with Patrons, and yeah, that'd be cool. If not, that's cool as well. Could you perhaps share this video out there to get some, try and get some more traction for it? The views, I need to get the views up. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war, and I will see you guys on the next video. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I've said that already, and I'll say it again. I'm going to say it once more. All brushes lead to war. Bye.